Hello everybody and welcome back to Blackjack. I'm Blackjack Avietti and I am joined today by my special co-host, Sonic the Budgie, who was not named after the hedgehog, although she's certainly fast enough. So, my attempts to lure her out of her cage, even with an open door, were a little fruitless, so she's just going to stay there and she's going to provide a soundtrack to our escapades today. How y'all doing? I want to thank everyone who came by my Chrono Trigger stream the other day. It was a lot of fun. I do wish more people would come, though. Just saying. I can get like 1,000 views on these videos, and I can't get more than 3 people to talk in my chat at once. And that makes sense, by the way. New glasses. No more held together in the middle with an enormous gob of glue. My usual co-host Athena is on the other side of the door here. She's asking for apples. She's eating breakfast. Come on. Alright, here we go.
Speed. It's the ultimate sensation on the human body.
And today, we're pitting together 2 of the fastest characters out there.
With these 2, speed is far more than simply moving fast. Wally West, the fastest Flash from DC Comics.
And Sonic from Archie Comics, the most supersonic Sonic of all the Sonics. He's Wiz and Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze
never
their
chased
weapons,
you
armor,
around
and
the
skills
house.
to find out who would win a death battle.
Woo! Well, that was some choppy animation, though.
The year was 1985, and the multiverse was in crisis.
I remember
Infinite Earths were on the
1985.
brink of total annihilation.
But one man could save the day by running really, really, really fast. The Flash.
To save everything and everyone, Barry Allen sacrificed his life.
But the Flash wasn't all gone. Barry had a sidekick. You might say a protege.
Protege.
Wally West.
Despite the impressive amount of coincidences Barry needed to gain
What?
his speed, many others have possessed the powers of the Scarlet
I don't get the
Speedster.
pun.
But for Wally, his own coincidence is unparalleled.
Let's see. President of the Flash fan club, nephew to Flash's girlfriend who introduced him, visited while Flash had a chemical lab set up exactly like it was when he got his powers.
Of
Then,
course.
Just like Barry, Wally got struck by lightning that knocked him into the chemicals and boom, Flash powers.
Into the same
I
one.
would say this kid was super lucky, but he did get struck by lightning.
The true reason?
Yeah.
Speed Force.
The record
a
for
dimension
getting
of
struck by
infinite
lightning, by the
kinetic
way,
energy which
is
all
7
Flashes
times.
draw their power from.
That's
And
not
the
when he
DC
died of
writer's
either.
favorite scapegoat for retcons.
With his newfound ability, Wally joined Barry's
Wallace
crime-fighting heroics
Rudolph
as Kid
West
Flash.
the second, not
Strong
even
of head and light
Lex
of heart,
Luthor
he
has
was
no
more than a
idea who this
sidekick.
is.
He was a
I've seen that clip. He gets like body swapped, and he's like, "Well, at least I could finally discover who the Flash is." He takes off the hood and looks in the mirror. I have no idea who this is.
surrogate son.
So when Barry went poof, naturally
Dr.
Wally stepped
Manhattan
up
is
to be
part
the
of the-
next Crimson Comet himself.
As the Flash,
I knew he was published by
stop doing
DC,
that.
but I didn't
Wally
know he was
obviously
part of
possesses
the
incredible speed,
same
easily
actual
surpassing that
continuity.
of light.
Unless
He
that
can
was a
run
crossover.
non-stop for multiple days.
Forget running. This guy looks at reality and spits in its face before giving it a
Should be able
swirly.
to keep
Wally
his
can
own atoms
manipulate
from being
each and
controlled
every one
with
of his
his
molecules
first.
to, for instance, survive the inside of a black hole. Barry even once regenerated from a cloud of gas.
I bet he never has any trouble with NARBs.
Narbs?
No apparent reason, boners?
Oh.
They're devious. Always pumping up when you least
The
expect
return
it.
of the Y
Create
boner
tornadoes,
with
toss
a
lightning, and heal
vengeance.
from deadly blows. These techniques are rooted in scientific theory.
God,
and
you have to have
often
seen
require
Hellsing
a
Ultimate
mathematical
Abridged.
mindset. For example, by vibrating his body at very precise frequencies, he can turn invisible, phase through
Alright.
objects, tear things apart while phasing through them, and even
So
enter fourth
He
dimensional
can do it just a
space.
bits of
So
him.
you're saying he'd never be able to do any of this if he was dumb?
Well, that's exactly what I decided to find out when I laced your beer with cosmic kinetic energy.
Of
It'll
course.
kick in later. With a touch, Wally can steal another speed and use it for himself. Specifically, he can take a person's kinetic energy, instantly stopping them in their tracks or even freezing them for centuries.
I
Even
see.
from those who are not linked to the Speed Force, like Superman.
And his infinite mass punch can knock you across the whole planet.
Stop. And I keep switching this to webcam.
Applying the laws of relativity, as Wally's fist approaches light speed, its mass technically grows to an infinite degree, striking with kinetic energy equivalent to a white dwarf star.
But a white dwarf star
or about
isn't infinite.
2.6 octillion tons of force. In fact, increasing
Even the Big Bang isn't infinite.
Could break the universe.
Otherwise, the universe wouldn't have limits.
The biggest tested was 50 megatons. One punch from Wally is like 40 million of those.
Even more wild, Wally can change his vibration frequencies to affect
Zealot
alien energies that do not exist in his own reality.
It's how he helped take out these...
Hang on a second. What about that about do not exist in his own
reality?
It's how he helped take out these aliens called quantum mechanics.
Beings far beyond any physical dimension and immune to ordinary physics.
So, like a prism, Wally changed Superman's heat vision into
with the solar
space magic to blast them all.
All this is absolutely insane to contemplate, but it is important to remember that Wally is somehow still human.
So, he can count in attoseconds, which means he not only processes time in that amount of time, he also can process the numbers in that amount of time.
But a fun one, not like Wiz over here. I mean, he got married and has kids, so...
Boomstick, I'm married.
What?
To my work. And Wally's family became sort of a cosmic lightning rod rooting him to reality when he time travels. Right? Boomstick, he can time travel. Isn't that fascinating?
I feel like you're trying to give me the runaround. Because
yes.
That's how he time travels. By running.
Should Wally become unmoored, he can outrun the speed force itself. Even running to the end of reality where the concept...
Everyone can think multiple thoughts at once. Come on.
Of death no longer
how
exists.
The human brain works.
One time, he beat these gambler gods in a race across the universe, and they could teleport.
To win, Wally achieved trans-time velocity in less than 1 unit of Planck time, which is so infinitesimal, it is the absolute edge of measurable time itself. He was
Until
so
we get
fast,
better at it.
Reality does not have any means to calculate or even comprehend his speed.
Nice.
That's crazy. But for some reason, Wally still felt unworthy of the Flash mantle. Come on, man. Look at everything you can do.
Yeah, because it's not about ability. It's about being noble and shit.
Because Speed Force.
To determine the fastest Flash of all, Wally and Barry raced each other. This simple contest nearly tore apart the entire multiverse.
But our kid Flash finally let it all out and won.
Even with those unimaginable feats, Wally's greatest challenge was proving his worth to himself.
Aww.
He's not just another Flash, he's the fastest being in the multiverse.
Dude, as soon as you finish your drink, turn yourself in. Got me again, Flash.
Hey, remember that scene too. It's like, are you off your meds
years
again?
from now,
You are,
Earth
aren't you? We talked about this. We talked about this, and you have to keep taking them, and it's very important. And Batman was just kind of like, huh.
Yep, because these hentai-aliens are gonna drop a bomb that kills everyone and transforms all the animals into furries.
Welcome to Mobius, homeworld of Sonic Maurice Hedge-hog, leader of a guerrilla anthropomorphic freedom-fighting group
Maurice
at
was
war
my
with the
grandmother's
cybernetic
name.
empire of Ivo Robotnik, a.k.a.
Yes, grandmother.
Dr. Eggman.
So, yeah, comic book Sonic is a little different from the video game. While leading his Bear Viet Cong
he's
in the
2
fight
years older,
against
too.
obesity and male pattern baldness, Sonic became a super skilled fighter, and he wasn't doing it
One
for
of those
nothing.
I don't have to worry about.
Robotnik turned his
One of
entire
them.
family into robot slaves. What a dick.
Sonic is fast as always, but in this
Super
timeline,
peel
fast
out. Is
takes
that
on new
when he gets
meaning.
that running
He's
start?
quick enough to create tornadoes, cause afterimages, turn invisible, phase through objects, and boost past light speed in the blink of an eye. He can dodge lightning and even move in between the raindrops of a downpour.
Look at this. He grabbed water and threw it like a baseball in less than 0.0000. A lot of zeros in a millisecond. He can run around
10
the entire
or 100
cosmic interstate
attoseconds.
in less than a day, and that's a highway that cuts through the multiverse. How does he get that fast on an all-chili dog diet? I mean, they give me the runs, but not that way.
He could reverse a black hole generator with his
dogs.
momentum alone, which then imploded, somehow sending him 849,000 light years away. Sonic's speed is so impressive that he can even move through stopped time. Let me repeat that.
Interesting.
Time was frozen and he could still move. There is no earthly method of measuring such impossibility. In the words of the comic itself, Sonic's speed is incalculable.
Nice.
I know the Archie's
Of
Sonic
course,
comics can
part
get
of that's
weird,
just
like, really weird. But
because
that's
they want to
just
do bullshit.
Crazy.
You call it crazy. I call it chaos.
Just
Yep.
like my conception, I'm told.
No. I mean chaos as in the chaos force. An
Why
extra-dimensional
Coneheads,
field of
though?
infinite and omnipotent energy. This chaos takes physical form on Mobius in the shape of magical power rings and perfectly hewn emeralds.
And Sonic loves collecting those
Alright.
rings. By the time he'd scooped up 1 billion of them, the gods were so impressed they put him in a book of world records and gave him a permanent force field that makes him way tougher than anybody else.
Along with
Nice.
shielding his spirit and mind. But that's not all. By gathering a large amount of chaos energy, he can transform into the almighty golden Super Sonic.
Eat your heart out, Akira Toriyama.
Super Sonic possesses incredible power.
You can't
he can use chaos
sue.
energy for defensive barriers and beams capable of
But Ken
shattering
Penders
moons.
apparently can.
Somehow,
Boo!
he's even faster than before, and he's totally invincible. Like when he fought the demigod and possible power drink, Enerjack. This guy could rip people
I have
apart
heard
molecule
that name
by
before.
molecule. But no dice with Super Sonic.
Like the video game, Sonic's super forms have a time limit.
He
and
turns
now
yellow,
this limit
just
can
like
even be
you.
cut short through overuse of power. However, he battled Enerjack from day into night, so it must be able to naturally last much longer than the games, potentially over an hour.
But that's not even his final form.
sense.
If he's got something as good as a Super Emerald around,
Art
he
just
can go
changes
Ultra.
so
Ultra
much.
Sonic appears to possess all of Supersonic's abilities and then some. Specifically, he can tap into the raw magic of chaos.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
Magic.
wizards running around Archie's Sonic Land. Like the
They'll be big for blood. That's the kind of line you wouldn't hear in Pokemon. Although you wouldn't expect a line like that moment when someone loses all hope. I really do love to see it to appear in Pokemon either.
mammoth mogul
So,
guy. Turns out they're all using the same chaos force.
Ultrasonic can
Black and
manipulate matter at an atomic level, changing its fundamental makeup.
Turning air to water, moving rocks around, opening portals across space-time, that kind of stuff. But Wally's never
Oh, I can
changed
move
other
rocks
living
around.
beings before.
Pick one
It's
up.
not totally out of the question.
one down.
Right, dummy?
You're correct, Boomstick. Although Ultrasonic is not as proficient, this ugly monster wizard uses the same chaos magic, and he changed a partial robot rabbit into a full regular rabbit. A sentence
right.
so absurd, it likely damaged my internal processor.
Don't worry, it was never great. I took it from a refrigerator. Ultrasonic has altered his own body to better traverse difficult terrain. With all this in mind, he could theoretically be able to change the molecular makeup of others too. Just like this.
interesting.
Ow.
I feel like
But
Dummy
if
needs to be
changing
used more
molecules
sparingly,
isn't
though.
crazy enough, we need to talk about something even crazier.
Chaos itself. Chaos magic is typically used for one of three things: increasing physical ability, providing lost knowledge, and granting wishes.
Like
Oh
the
my
freaking
God!
genie. Sonic's wish to reverse brainwashing, turn back time, revive the dead, and even
Lady
rewrote all
Loki?
reality in his whole multiverse with a Kamehameha Chaos Beam. Oh,
Has some limits. Acquiring knowledge takes intense concentration. Okay. Does not include methods of previewing past or future events. So you're basically just making a guess.
he can literally just wish his problems away. You'd think he'd have way less trouble dealing with a fat ginger named after breakfast food.
Honestly, he rarely did, but Sonic's a glutton for adventure and action. So over the years, he and the good doctor formed an unhealthy codependent relationship.
Just like
Yeah.
us. Life's not the same without his oval-shaped enemy to beat up on. So they're back at it every chance they get. Come on, guys, just get a room already.
But after being defeated so many times,
An indestructible
both Eggman
room.
and Mogul independently came to the same conclusion. By collecting so many rings and emeralds over the years, Sonic has become a literal embodiment of chaos
Nice.
himself. As in, he's a variable that cannot be accounted for, a wrench in the cogs of reality. Without him even realizing it, fate bends to him.
You know
Sonic's throw at ground zero of the ultimate annihilator firing upon itself. However, all of Mobius was erased for a moment and immediately restored, not just Sonic, as the weapon was programmed to only target Robotnik. So... trying to wrap my head so it just kind of auto-corrected itself after destroying everyone? It appears Sonic's billionth ring aura may have also transported him away from the location, so you don't know how he survived it.
you're a
if
badass
he
when the most
survived.
powerful chaos wizard out there decides the only way to beat you is to just wait until you die of old age.
It's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's unexplainable.
It's Sonic the freaking Hedgehog.
Ooh, I like to hang, but I got a juice.
Not you. This version doesn't have a voice.
All right, the combatants are
Do we just
set. We've run the data
assume
through
he
all
sounds like the
possibilities.
Chihil White
But
version?
first, let me tell you about a phone and provider
Versions?
that's as fast as these guys.
He was two different versions.
This episode is sponsored by Samsung and
Blah,
AT&T
blah,
5G.
blah, blah,
Rooster
blah.
Teeth is joint.
Honestly, I am having difficulty figuring out how they could even lay a hand on each other. Or, jeez. I mean, I guess Flash could warp into the future after Sonic dies of old age, huh? And he's 17. For a hedgehog, that's ancient. Yes, I know he's a humanoid hedgehog and blah, 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 blah. You know, it's funny, people get on Sonic 06 for many things, but one of the things they get at is like, oh, Princess Elise is probably underage. So's Sonic, he's like 15. Okay? It's like high schoolers dating. Like, out of all the things in the game, that's actually one thing. One tiny, infinitesimally tiny thing. Yeah, you have a lot to say, don't you? You have a lot to say, don't you, gorgeous Budge? She's right in there. Let me get another nice shot of her. But yeah, I suppose Wally could just go into the future. I suppose it sounds like they can make each other immune to pretty much anything, but Wally's ability to adapt to the physiology of whoever he's fighting means that he can take on some of the chaos properties, right? That's what I'm thinking. I could see this going either way. To be 100% honest, I could see it going either way.
You really think you can outrun what? I'm the fastest man alive.
And then jumping
cherry
in
flavored
place.
Jump? I'm the fastest thing alive. Wanna bite? What's the matter? You too slow?
No one says that to him.
Don't mess with the hog's dogs.
Oh, you were so 90s. Kapow! Kapow! Okay, alright. How did they get here?
I'll go. Flash fact. I'm out of your league.
Who arranged this structure?
Thanks for the speed.
Interesting.
A super emerald? I'll show you. Surprise!
Just one? Oh, his final smash. Nice. Nice working that in. Oh, we ended up in the 80s all of a sudden. Yeah, the problem with judging the whole, like, whoever takes their ultimate form first thing, Flash doesn't really have a greater form, so... Yeah, he knows that ain't it. Are we gonna get the Sonic pinball here? Oh, yep, survived being, atomized. Alright, alright, alright.
Nice try. But I'm invincible when I'm like this.
Uh-huh.
Mastered speed, but I've mastered fate, and I wish you gone forever!
And I don't think he can... I don't think that's going to be enough.
Chaos control! Linda!
Yeah.
Di! Iris! Help me now!
Yep, power of friendship. And I don't think that's going to be enough.
Huh?
And more time travel. Is he breaking the emerald before Sonic gets it? Oh god. Bye, Sonic. Right, baby. You're the only Sonic we need here anyway.
That happened.
Yeah, what happened exactly?
Well, this
took
matchup
them
was
through
incredibly
time?
complex. Given their speeds were impossible to calculate, speed alone was, ironically, somewhat of a non-factor in comparison. Sonic in his base form didn't really stand a chance against Wally. Sure, he
Non-canon
did seem to
gags.
survive
What if they're
being
canon
launched
gags?
849,000
But he can
light
only
years
do
into
it
an
when
alien
it's
planet
funny.
by a black hole imploding. However, considering he's
I
been
mean,
knocked out...
you remember the previous death battle where someone could only break the fourth wall but not affect reality around them, when McGruff could do that. Remember, kids? Remember me?
More or less, black holes are already imploding stars, and it seems some snow also inexplicably survived the trip. It's probably more likely the black hole acted as a sort of wormhole in its last moments and sent Sonic directly there. But if we assume Sonic was indeed blasted through space, a black hole's last moment usually results in an abrupt detonation equivalent to 5 trillion tons of TNT.
That's it?
Impressive, but the infinite mass
I would
punch
have
could
thought
still
it'd be
deliver over 2
something
quadrillion times more power.
So much
But
more.
Sonic's super forms were a different story. They had answers to almost all of Wally's skills. His chaos energy could replenish stolen speed, he was invincible, and he had friggin' wish powers.
Personally, I was expecting the opposite result. Against almost anybody else, Archie's version of Sonic is practically unbeatable. But across a greater percentage of possible scenarios, Wally just happens to be the exception.
Okay, Sonic's attacks on the robots looks like he took 100 attoseconds. Barry Allen claimed he could perceive events that occur in less than a single attosecond. And Wally is proven to be faster. They said he can count in attoseconds. Well, I guess that means you can perceive events that are less than that. I mean, we can interpret that, but we count by seconds. I guess we could do 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. But you know what I mean.
He had every counter he needed too. The speed steal wouldn't stop Super Sonic, but Wally still got that
Just
stolen
piss him
speed
off.
for himself.
Super and Ultrasonic were essentially batteries of unlimited kinetic energy Wally could pull from. Even with their speeds being incalculable, this meant Wally could ensure he was faster. Plus, Wally performed a lot more of those incalculable speed feats than Sonic ever did, so he technically
also
held an experience
trained.
advantage in that field.
Chaos Wish Power would be an insta-win against basically any...
The reboot writer Ian Flynn says Chaos Force was dropped as a concept implying the Super Genesis way. Is that the Super Mega Drive wave? Other places? Maybe erased it. Even if true, Sonic likely could not affect the Speed Force in the same way. The DC multiverse is far larger. It's unlikely Sonic can perfectly recreate the Super Genesis wave as in World
anybody,
Unite.
but
Okay.
Chaos Magic uses physical energy. And guess what? Wally could phase through reality warping energy.
All
And
right.
jump through time or vibrate to a higher spatial dimension to avoid Sonic altogether. Even though
Yep.
he had no way to take down Sonic's super forms, Wally has proven capable of effortlessly moving and vibrating at top speeds for days on end.
So it
Yep.
wasn't too hard for him to just wait out the super
Designated
forms and
breathing
strike at the
spots. Does
first
that
good
mean he
opportunity.
literally didn't
And when
draw
it came
breath
to
for 2
Ultrasonic's
days?
ability to alter atomic structures, Wally possessed perfect control over his own individual molecules.
But hey, Sonic's the embodiment of chaos. Fate automatically bends to him or whatever.
Except Wally has broken fate a few times himself. The best example being when he ran to the end of reality and forced the concept of death itself to die.
Because Speed Force.
Simply put, Sonic's hypothesis...
I wonder if he's ever been to the restaurant at the end of the universe. There's supposed to be a car there that's super black. The light just falls into it. And now that we have Vanta Black, I wonder if they could, or, well, you couldn't use Vanta Black. You could get the nearest usable equivalent, however, that isn't owned by a tosspot. I wonder if they could actually film that scene. It would be amazing.
Anomaly in reality just wasn't enough protection against someone who could also break the rules of reality.
And remember, when Wally raised Barry, their speed almost tore apart the multiverse.
Both of these characters understandably seem overpowered to an extreme fault. But it's important to remember that in their respective worlds, the story comes first. Sonic was impressive, improbable, inexplainable, but Wally had the power, the counters, and the speed he needed to pull ahead.
He's also full of DC bullshit.
Oh, the drink is kicking in.
With I ran to Jupiter! I'm a god! A speed god!
Incredible. Tell me, what cosmic insight have you learned?
Just one thing. Well, Sonic didn't know it. The writing was on the wall, E!
The winner is the Flash.
That was the best you could come up with.
Thanks for watching this episode of
Okay, now someone was telling me that this is going to be the live action, the one we, way past Flash, really. Someone was saying that this is going to be the live action one, Winter Soldier versus Red Hood.
TV merch at store.roosterteeth.com.
Which would be by I'm getting Nightwing versus Daredevil in the corner here, yep. Yay! That's an odd one for me to get recommended as my next up. That was years ago. Let me see, what... Ah, goodness, that doesn't even show up in my sidebar. Alright. I don't know if you guys hearing that. My parents are watching TV and there's like some major car crash or something. It's like, seriously, guys. Get the volume a little bit. You know I'm recording? Oh, so, I could not keep up. I would imagine neither could you. Don't really have much to say about next time. Yes, hello. Thank you for providing your beautiful soundtrack. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're a lovely bird. I'm just gonna get some more budgie here. I know she's doing the hunched shoulders thing, and that just means she's kind of suspicious. She's gonna... She'll be better when I put her back in the main room. Yeah, you a good girl? You're a good little Sonic budgie. Yeah. I bet you could have won. Yeah, you're a good little girl. Until next time, I'm Blackjack and this is Sonic.